Hello friends, you're with the Lonesome Gamer and I'm playing Europa Universalis. The last turn was quite exciting. We've seen France attacking Savoy and that triggered a call to arms for Austria. And they tried to defend the empire and they failed. They failed terribly and the Austrian army was pretty much destroyed. I realized I probably made a mistake there. If you watched it, you might remember the first attack by the Austrians was, well, kind of successful. They won the battle, but they ended up with only a single unit in their own army, but they destroyed the enemy army. What happened then is the French recruited an army in Burgundy again on their turn and attacked this one unit army of the Austrians and easily defeated them. However, I did one thing wrong. I think when the French attacked again, they basically should have fought against the army of Savoy also again, because they entered the area of Burgundy again. That was the recruitment, and because Savoy was not occupied, they should have attacked them again. So these would have been 4 additional units on the side of the Austrians. I think it would not have made a big difference, but I'm gonna remove 2 units from the French army to kind of fix that a little bit. Another thing that I missed last turn, there were the spy activities of the Turks against Austria, and they forced Austria to roll their rebel dice. And they were kind of lucky. The rebellion here in Österreich went away. They had to pay a couple of bucks, which wasn't great. And then I rolled a rebellion here in Zara. And they were a vassal in unrest, and they then became a rebel town. But I forgot they had tolerance. So I wrote again off camera, I did a reroll, and they actually the rebellion went away. So they now have a stable vassal town in Zara. One more thing here that I realized already on camera: when a town rebels and basically leaves the empire, so is liberated, the former owner gets a casus belli against that town or against the new owner of the town. And that means if they don't try to capture the town, at the end of the turn they will lose a point for that. So that is something that the Spaniards have to keep in mind, because Gibraltar left during the last end of turn phase. Apart from that, not too much happened. The English are recruiting an army here in Ireland, trying to attack the 3 remaining provinces there and kind of, make that English. And the Poles, well, they didn't do a lot at all. They kind of did a military research, which was, they did cannons, but apart from that, they're not doing a lot. Okay, so we go to the start of the table here, of the player order, to the first player, the bot player of the French. So let's see. Okay, that is unrest. So they gotta... Oh, wait a minute. Actually, I gotta check. I think they will still continue, but they spend already much more bot power than they actually have left. But I think because they're at war, they will actually continue doing stuff. Let's see. Yeah, as long as they have more than 4 cubes left, they will act. So they have a few more turns possibly to go. It is now, of course, possible for the Austrians to wait until the French run out of cubes. And then, or until they even passed. And then they could attack once more. But I don't know, their army isn't that impressive. They could do it. I'm actually considering it. But I don't know if this is something I want to do. The problem is, if I do it, I might win the war. Maybe I can only get a kind of a... we'll see. So first, we'll do the unrest here. I think they can't do anything. They cannot deal with the unrest here, because in an occupied town you can't do it. So I guess they will simply use a focus action. And they place the marker they just spent on expansion. And that's it. So the Spaniards, they are trying to do their military operations. So they spent a cube to move their army here into Andalusia. And first they declare war against Gibraltar, and because there was no... Actually, there is actually a sea... Oh, fuck that. That is bad. That would trigger a sea battle because of the navy there. That sucks, because that means I don't get the free move action. Then I cannot... I don't have enough cubes then to free the town. Boy, that's not good. Okay, now let's see first. I'm gonna do it anyway. We declare the war. I think that this is actually adjacent to the Central Atlantic and the Western Mediterranean. So that means we're gonna see a sea battle there against the navy. So my two ships start to attack here, and wow, that was a success. And the other guys fire back. Yeah, okay. So I lose a ship, which is not good. And then, God. Okay, it should be easier that way. So, and that stops the activation. So we now have war with Gibraltar. And yeah, that's not too hot, but okay. Next, it's the English. And it seems, yeah, they have now an army, so they also they will go into a war. They declare war on... No, they don't. Damn, they don't have a claim. So they have to first... They need a claim against Ireland. Now let's see how we can do this. So that will cost them 2 diplomacy per claim, which means we have to do a change focus action. So we can place this here. I think we want to keep these. And do we want to get rid of one of these? We could. Maybe that is not such a bad idea. But I don't know. If I lose my leader, I'd be kind of happy if I have at least this guy left. But I might buy a new one. Maybe I find a better one. that might be a chance. I'm considering discarding this. Just a moment. Not to change my cards. I'm just gonna leave it here. Do I wanna bring another one of these cubes into diplomacy? That's something I might consider. No, because no. Not sure. No, I don't. I just leave it like that and hope I don't get too much trouble here. Okay, so that means that's basically the end of my action. Yeah. And then we go to the Austrians. Yeah, I mean, they still have to make that decision eventually if they want to attack the French army or not. Right now, I don't think so. Definitely not as long as the French haven't passed. I want to do some kind of other stuff. I still have mercenaries, which is quite cool actually. What about the central authority? I cannot play that. Huh. Could bring some influence here into Bohemia with the goal to eventually vassalize that. That might be an interesting option. I think I'm simply gonna trade. I'm pretty short of cash and therefore I think I want to trade. I already did a trade action in the Adriatic Sea, so my chances are not that great, but you know, even just $2, I don't know, do I really want to try it again? Yeah, why not? Let's spend a cube and do a trade action. I think they're fun. I like trading. So maybe I'm lucky. We got again the Adriatic Sea. We got Genoa, which would be within reach, but there's a pirate there, which is a problem. The cloth. Again, Genoa. Livestock. Yeah, I think that's not great. I probably won't be able to do a reasonable trade here. What about... Let me see... I don't think so, no. Technically I could even trade with Alexandria. I got this. I got one of these ships. I could move them in here and do a trade there. But I think there's also a pirate, and this is my problem. I think in none of these areas I would be first. So I'll probably get them pushed down. Let's say I'm gonna trade here with Genoa. I'm competing probably with all these, with the Spaniards especially. Genoa, okay, nobody actually owns that. Firenze, nobody owns that. Montpellier, that is owned by the French, and Valencia is owned by the Spaniards. So the Spaniards would have then 2 trade power because they have their, and in addition to that, they'd had one of these. So they'd be first, and I'd only had 2 trade power overall. That means they would push me down. The pirate would push me down eventually. That's the thing. They would be probably sitting here somewhere. I would be sitting here. That would be okay. They would be, but the pirate would push us both down 1 step. That means I wouldn't gain anything. And Alexandria, I think it's probably very similar. Well, maybe not. Yeah, it would be a similar thing. The Turks had definitely... Well, actually, they are a bot, so they're not a real competitor. Maybe I can actually trade with Alexandria. That might be an option. If I move this ship over here, then I have a connection via the Adriatic Sea to one of these ports here. That would be a valid trade route. But there's the pirate there, I guess. So let's see. I don't own anything down there, obviously. I have a trade power of 2, which brings me here, but then comes the pirate into play, which pushes me down. So yeah, I cannot do anything there. I think I'm gonna just leave this guy here, take my $2, and that's it. So that wasn't great. It was unlikely. I must have drawn probably the Wien card to get a good result. For the... Yeah, okay. So I think the Poles simply spent a cube and one of these cards, one of these missionaries from the development cards, and they will make another one of these areas here. For example, maybe, I don't know, eastern Ukraine. Let's see if we still have some of these. It's really a problem with these Catholic markers. The thing is, the markers, all these markers here, they seem to be only for the non-deluxe edition, which means you only have the West on board. And then pretty much everything is already Catholic, except for these few areas here in North Africa. And these are just, I don't know, kind of like 4 areas. So if they give you 4 markers, which they do, this is perfectly sufficient. But if they then add the other map, you get a problem. You got all these Muslim areas down here, you got all these Orthodox areas in the east, so that kind of sucks. You easily need, I don't know, 15 or 20 more of these Catholic markers to get a really, well, let's say complete counter mix. I mean, probably you don't need necessarily, it's unlikely that all this becomes Catholic. But, you know, if the Poles are doing their missionary works here, you need quite a few of these markers. And yeah, I'm feeling like this is a little bit frustrating here. So I'm gonna convert Eastern Ukraine now, and this is now also Catholic. This is my last marker. I already used one here and one here to kind of show that these 2 areas, but yeah, it's not that great. To the Turkish bot, and let's see what they do. They do another diplomacy action. Oh man, they might try to vassalize down here maybe, but let's see. First they spent 2 cubes. Diplomacy card is drawn. That's another subjugate card. And now we'll see what they're doing. Go to the diplomacy flowchart. They have an alliance adjacent to the bot. He has double the tax income. Has he cubes greater or equal to the tax income plus opponent's cubes in the target's area? Yeah, that's the case. They have 3 cubes here, and yeah, definitely. There's only to tax income with the Emirati. Okay, that's it. Annex this non-player realm. Remove bot's cubes equal to the target's tax income. So 2 are removed. Score 3 points. Okay, we're gonna do that. And now, I wonder why this is actually here. I think that should not be here anymore. And now they're gonna score, they're gonna get 2 additional small cities. Down here, and the alliance is obviously removed. Just checked if he owns all provinces and does not have a ton of core provinces. If that would be the case, he would probably immediately make this a core province, but because the Poles earned Circassia, this is not going to happen, and therefore the turn ends. Good move by the Turks. And we continue with the French. They simply draw their next card. Oh, that's another military action. That costs them a cube. Bad news for Austria. Let's see what happens. Okay, they are at war. They select the enemy realm with the greatest strength. So this is Austria. So they're not even continuing their war against Savoy. They're going now directly against Austria. Is the army size greater than 2 times the target's strength? No, definitely not. Has he 4 cubes left? 4 cubes, yeah, he does. So he spent 2 cubes to recruit the remaining units. And it's still not 2 times the target's strength. No. Is the army on the board? Yes. Check for Mac. Okay. Can it siege in the current area? No. Hostile units or areas 2 spaces away? Yes. Move the army to enemy area and range. Prefer the largest enemy force, which is less than the army, than the own army. So let's see. I mean, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We also have 9. Yeah, less or equal. So this is actually the same size. Now the thing is, I think we should count these guys too, because they can be used on the side of the Austrians. So I think the French will not attack the Austrians, because this is simply a larger force. So therefore, then the closest, the closest, prefer the area with the enemy, then the closest to the enemy of the greatest strength. No, wait a minute, this is, I'm not here, I'm sitting here. Prefer the largest enemy force, then the area with an own claim. Well, we have a claim down here. we have a claim here. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna go there anyway. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is where I gotta go. Okay, so we can ignore the mountains as the bot, so we will simply move here. That might not be the most clever move of the bot, but we'll see. Yeah, I assume that was actually not a clever move, because the Austrians would have had a problem to cross the mountains here. That would have cost them a lot of cubes. And in this way, when the bot actually does it, that definitely helps the Austrians. So it's a little odd. I mean, they probably should have attacked here in the Rhineland and tried to simply get that city or something. But then again, I think they should have simply stayed there. I don't know. It's a tough choice for them. Okay, anyway, we see a war, which is nice. And so the bot always has 5 dice. It's going to be a tough battle. Now, we got to see here. Well, wait a second. Actually, the Austrians, they have, I think they have the mercenary card, if I'm not mistaken. Now, the question is, are they willing to do this? It will cost them a lot of cash. They have to take a second loan because it costs them $7. That is huge, but they could get 3 additional units. And that could, in the end, maybe save units from their own army. So actually, I think it might make sense to get these guys. The reason is they are 9 units, and I also have 9 units. I got 1 calf, which gives me a slight edge, but okay. I get these 3 units in addition, which is nice. But the problem is they roll with 5 dice, and I only roll with 3 dice. Now I could use my general. He gives me an extra die. I mean, that could be worth it, right? But he's already in a bad shape. And I don't have anybody to replace him. So I don't think I want that. You know, I already have a couple of problems. I don't want the additional problem of going into an interregnum. So I think I'm actually going to go with these mercenaries. Because it says this is a kind of a card. Yeah, I can play this card anytime. It's kind of an interruption card or something. So that gives me... yeah, that costs me a military cube. That is not good. My idea was to move in here and then recapture some of this. But I only got 3 cubes left. I would need 1 cube to go here. If I want to free this area here, that would cost me 2 cubes. Shit. That sucks. On the other hand, I don't want to get my army wiped out and then maybe they even can siege areas here in Lombardy. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna grab myself another loan. That gives me another $5. I'm gonna spend 2 more, so I get back these 3. Okay, then I paid them the money for the card. I'm gonna spend 1 military cube. And that gives me now 3 mercenaries that I can place in my army. And yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's not great. But that might at least save me from being completely destroyed here in Lombardy too. And then the bot will not do any further actions as long as I don't invade. So that might be, I don't know, we will see, but that might be helpful. So now we get attacked. So here's what happened. I did the combat and the Austrians won with 3 units left. But then I realized, shit, the bots have a military technology. So they would have had an additional die. So therefore I'm going to start again. I'm going to redo the whole combat sequence because that very likely makes a huge difference. I had to go through, I don't know, I think 4 or 5 combat rounds. I basically stole 5 dice or 4 dice from the bots. And it's not unlikely that my army would have been wiped out. Maybe he would have even won the battle. So let's do the attack. The bot has now 6 dice. Okay, that wasn't great. These were just 2 hits. So first my mercenaries go away, one of them, and then I have to remove one of my own units. This is the order in which you have to do it. And at the very end, you remove an allied unit. And I can fire back. Now remember, this happens simultaneously, but okay, these were also only 2 hits. Okay, if we continue in this rate, we're good. So the bot attacks again. Okay, that is a little better. He does 3 damage. So it's 1, 2. I'm going to take these from my Imperial manpower. Will I? Yeah, I think I will. They go here. And this guy goes here. And I can fire back. Okay, these are also 3 units. So until now it's actually looking pretty good. In a way it's looking even better than in the first battle. But okay, we'll see. I mean, I think it's still a fair deal to... Yeah, I mean, they lost, so it's definitely fair to give them another chance with the additional die. Oh, fuck. There goes 1 die. That wasn't that great for them, only 2 hits, but they got another die. Let's see. Okay, that's nothing. So they're actually doing pretty poorly here. It's good news for the Austrians. So the 2 mercenaries. And now the Austrians fight back. Okay, that was bad. That was terrible. No hit. 3 hits. Not good. So the 2 Austrian units go away. That was a shame. I mean, if I would have done that last round better, yeah, but I did. Fuck, that was really bad. So let's see. Okay, these are 2 hits from the Austrians. And now, I mean, it's looking quite good, but the problem is I'm basically going to use my whole army. This sucks. And I didn't in the last battle. I had these cav left, but now I'm going to lose my whole army, so yeah. 2 hits, exactly what they are able to do. So this is all gone. My Imperial fighters die and, oops, all my army is destroyed. My valuable cavalry is destroyed. But we still have 3 units left from my allies. So I think the Bohemian guys. So I think there's a good chance we win that battle. Oh, that's just a single 1 hit, but that's okay for now. They fight back. Oh boy. Not again. Okay, so we lose another unit. Let's bring this to an end now. Just have to roll a single hit, and I do. There we go. So that means the French army is destroyed. My army barely survives, just the Bohemians. And this is it. That's the end of that battle. Yeah, that wasn't great. The result before was clearly better. My cavalry survived. But okay, I mean, they got these military ideas. And yeah. So there we go. Okay, so now following the rules, half of these units are actually removed. They basically are exhausted, and the other half goes back into manpower. These are these modified rules, but these are official rules. Otherwise, everything would go back into manpower, but this is pretty overwhelming. So the official rules tell you that half of the rules of the units are removed. Okay, the French. No, the Spaniards, obviously. So they had the following plan. They move their army, and the idea is to move the army first here. They are gambling now a little bit. They move the army here, and they're going to drop off one unit there. He's going to be the lucky one who doesn't have to fight. He can simply siege the town and then sack it. And then we move on. We move in here. We can ignore the mountains because this is a friendly area. So we can simply move in here. And this will trigger now a fight with Gibraltar. Now, the thing why I did that, why I dropped off one guy and took a risk here, a little bit of a risk, is I don't have enough cubes left to activate the army a second time and then do a second siege. And if I want to take both cities, I have to do it like this. So we go into the battle, and let's hope the Gibraltarians only have a single army, so if we destroy it now, we're good. If not, we're fucked, but okay. And wow, luckily we did. That was kind of close, but okay. The problem is, and I just realized that, I have to give away a cavalry probably. Yeah. And the reason why I have to do this is because the cavalry in itself, I think they do not have any siege value. And therefore, I'm not absolutely sure about that. I gotta check. Maybe if I'm lucky, they don't hit, but I don't think so. So let's roll. Okay, they do hit. So I will lose one of my units, and that still allows the operation that I was planning for, but I will probably have to give away a cavalry, which is obviously a shame. Cavalry only has half the siege strength, and this is rounded down. So that kind of sucks. But okay, I'm going to accept it anyway. I'm going to take the cavalry loss. I have a pretty big income, and I'm in a good shape. So I think I think I can accept it. I don't want to lose any more. This goes actually in here. I don't want to lose any more victory points. I want to clean this up, and then yeah, I'm going to accept my cavalry loss here. And I get back the cube because I won the battle. So then English, and well, the English now, God, they have to still fabricate their claim. So that's what they do. They are a bit late. I hope they can. I'm pretty sure they can do it. So they're simply going to take one of these claims and place them here in Ireland. Okay, the Austrians. Now I have to delay somehow my march into Burgundy. I have to wait until the French pass. Not quite sure what I want to do. I could do another trade. I could also simply place the influence somewhere. And maybe that is what I want to... I don't know. You know, fuck it. I'm going to do another trade. Maybe I'm lucky and I'm going to draw... I need money. I'm really short on cash. So I'm going to go with another trade here. Maybe I draw the Vienna card. Tobacco, I have my doubts that we get. Maybe somewhere in a cafe or something. Slaves, oh boy. Cocoa, fantastic. Yeah, so... Is that even in there? The slaves? That is odd. Why are the... Oh yeah, because India... I don't know, man. Should the slaves be in this deck? That's weird. I really have my doubts. I don't know why the slaves are in here. This is number one. I think the slaves come from Africa and from India and Arabia. But no player. I mean, we got markers there. We got tokens. Maybe that's the reason. We got tokens of the non-player realms. But we don't have any... Wait, I don't know. I placed a ship there? I gotta check that. Okay, I don't know. I think the slaves should not be in this deck because these two areas have not been discovered. So for now, I don't know. I'm gonna place them here as a reminder. And instead I'm gonna draw the next card. This is wool. Yeah, that doesn't help either. Maybe it does. I could move... No, it doesn't. I don't get a connection. That's my problem. I could move to the Western Mediterranean, build a connection with Sevilla, but I don't get a connection then to the Adriatic Sea. So I cannot make this work. Seems again like I make only $2 out of this. Yeah. It's the Poles and, well, I mean, they still have a conversion option with this deployment card. So maybe that is something they want to do. Maybe they're going to hold the deployment card and use it for something else. Do they need another conversion necessarily? It doesn't seem so, actually. The only one is Western Ukraine, but they can ignore one anyway. So maybe a conversion is actually not necessary anymore for them. The missionaries, they might not need them. So maybe I will simply improve one of my cities. That costs me the last cube. Gives me a little more cash. The development card goes away. The problem is all these cards here are bullshit. Nobody wants them. So therefore, we're kind of stuck with that. And we can exchange one of these cities for another one. Yeah, I'm gonna take this here. Does that make sense? I could also take this. I don't think so. Yeah, let's do it like this. Okay. And yeah, I guess that's that. And we go to the Turks. Oops. Now let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, the Turks have now spent more cubes than they actually have left. And I'm pretty sure that means they will go for an event. Yeah, they're not in attack. Yeah, they're not at war. So they're going to pick an event. Let's see. So they're simply going to roll the die. That is a 6. Do they have an own event? Yes, the answer is yes. So they're simply going to take this event with the Suleiman the Magnificent. And I can easily imagine that there are some special rules for this available. So I'm going to check this sheet. Okay, so the Ottomans simply choose the first option on this event. Maybe it would actually be interesting for the Austrians to take this, but I don't know, probably not. No, yeah. They might have then declared war on the Hungarians. The thing is, we would have given them a claim, but also in the Hungarian plain. And then they have to declare war on one of these, I think. Yeah, the Austrians would have gained 2 military from that. That would have been interesting for them. But yeah, they don't want a war with the Turks. So I think that would have been a risk. Right now, the Ottomans will take the first one. That's what the rules say. We just follow the standard rules here. The Ottomans gain a victory point because it's the great legal reform. They gain 2 administrative cubes and a diplomacy cube. So that basically gives them 3 additional bot power. So they will keep going. And then they may remove 2 unrest, but they don't have any unrest in their area. So that's it. And this ruler would come into play. I'm going to place him here. If he survives the age, then he's going to act. It's an amazing ruler. I mean, this guy is completely crazy. It's 334. He's outstanding. So if he should survive the age, then he will come into play as the ruler for the Ottoman player. Okay, I want to do one more round. We go to the French again. And no, wait a second. They will also pick an event. They only got 2 cubes left. They are definitely in the... Oh, and we got to go. We got to do another event. I completely forgot that. So that means 2 on here. 2 on here. And we're going to see a new event. And this is now the inheritance of Mazovia. This is interesting for the Poles. So Poland inherits Mazovia. That doesn't give them anything basically because they already have everywhere large cities. So that isn't great. And the Mazovian independence, that sucks because that means the Poles would... Warsaw would get independent again. It would become a vassal. That's not good. So that's something the Poles want. And let's hope the French don't take it. So we got to roll here again and we'll see which card they will then take. That's the one. That's the leftmost revealed event. And that will give them an additional cube because there is money on this event. So let's see. There we go. And that is the Portuguese colonization. Okay. So let's see what they do here and how this works out. This is not their event. This is also not an opponent's event. So they will resolve option A, probably. But I'm going to check again if there are any special rules for that. Okay, so it says there are no special rules except that the bot merchants don't get exhausted for that. That's what the rules say for these. Place green on 3 of Pernambuco, Bahia, Gold Coast, Angola, Kilwa, Hormuz, and Goa. Okay, so we need 3 green markers. And again, I'm simply going to take new green marker. Well, I think we actually have... Yeah, these are all of the right type. So, Bahia, Gold Coast, Angola, Kilwa, Hormuz, and Goa. So I might do it alphabetically, but maybe I'm going to choose the larger ones first. Gold Coast, Angola, I don't know. Where is Bahia? Is that all in? Is that all in Africa? Here's the thing. I could do it in alphabetical order, but I'm really tempted to do it randomly. And there are none that are larger than others. Otherwise, I would definitely take them first. But this is not the case. I think I actually want to take that randomly. I think this is a little bit more interesting. So let's do it. This is number 6. Do we have 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s. God, it's actually 7. Oh God. Gotta come up with a new die then. Okay, I'm gonna take this one here. So this is the 6. Yeah, that's Hormuz. I think this is somewhere here, isn't it? Yeah, that's here. So they get one here. And now we only need a 6-sider. That is number 1. Pernambuco. That is actually here in South America. And then that's number 5 now. So this is going to be Goa, I guess. Now, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Goa isn't that somewhere in India or something? Yeah, that's here. Okay, so that's that. That is the Portuguese colonization, at least the first part. Spice trade disrupted. Place a pirate in both the Indian Ocean trade node and the Alexandria trade node. Exhaust all merchants in one of these nodes. So that has no effect because there's only a bot merchant there. But we're going to see pirates. One down here. And one in the Indian Ocean. Okay. And that's it. Then we got this lost at sea symbol here. But that affects nobody. I think you're only lost at sea if you're not adjacent to a friendly port. The guys at the Caribbean Sea are, and everybody else is also. So I think that has no effect. So, well, actually, these guys might be lost at sea. Ha! That could be the case. Actually correct. This ship sinks. There is no friendly port adjacent to the central Mediterranean for Austria. That's a little bit, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a fact. And this ship goes away then. Whoa! And the English, there's also no, they lose a ship in the Bay of Biscay. Tah! Amazing. You know, you always think, that can only happen somewhere in the distant continents, but that's actually not true. I didn't realize that. That's interesting. It's kind of cool, I think. Yeah. So these two ships are lost. Okay, and that removes this card. And we get... Oh, and actually... the French... Yeah, wait a second. The French took an event and so did the Turks. Okay. So we get to on the next card. There we are. And then we draw a new one. And that is the last jousting tournament. Forward to glory, pay 1 admin and 4 ducats to gain a military, 1 victory point and 2 cubes in an area adjacent to your realm. Tragedy strikes at the joust. Select a Catholic player with a ruler excuse me, who provides battle dice and add 1 illness to their ruler. What? Okay, I get it. Or flip all marriages on one NPR's capital to the disputed side. You gain 1 diplomacy. Interesting. An interesting card, actually. And we got disloyal vassals. This is something I have to check. Because this could be... This is something that some people might have to be afraid of. I got to check what that means. So the problem is, if a player has areas where they have vassals and that are not affected by a marriage, or where they don't have influence in, then there will be unrest and rebels in that area. So for example, let me see, so there is still a marriage of the Poles with Lithuania. So basically all the Lithuanian vassals are safe. Okay, I think the Poles only have Lithuanian vassals. No, that's not true. Prussia. But there they have an influence cube. So that's okay. The Poles are okay. What about Venice? Okay, they have influence in Venice. What is this? Oh, that's Brescia. So Brescia is an issue. So maybe they should consider, maybe the Austrians, they still have an influence left that they might want to place here in Lombardy, but I'm not sure because there is this French influence there. I wonder if the French influence should have gone away when they attacked Lombardy. And even actually when they, that's a good question. They declared war. I think this should go away. No, darn, I don't know. Lombardy is no longer part of the realm. So no, actually I think this should not go away, the influence there. If Lombardy would still be part of the Holy Roman Empire, I think the influence would have gone away there, but because it is not, I think it remains there. So if they place one influence there, they should be fine because they don't have fewer influence than the opponent. And then there should be no uprising going on there. Anybody else? I don't think so. The Spaniards have a marriage with Aragon, so that is all safe. What about this? The English have influence in Scotland. Okay, I think everybody else is good. So this thing would have probably no effect, as long as the Austrians managed to get an influence there. Okay, so now it's Spain, I think. And their goal is to siege Gibraltar. Do they want to take one of these? I don't think so. I don't think this is something I need to do. So I'm going to siege Gibraltar, and that gives me again this town in unrest, and obviously get to place an occupied marker there. So now the English, they will declare war on Ireland, on all three provinces. So they spend a cube. That gives them a war token that I simply will place here in the center. And that will trigger first a naval battle in the Eastern Atlantic. The Irish have 2 ships there, the English only 1. So the English lose their ship. Well, and that's it. I mean, we don't have to roll for the Irish. So the English lose their ship, and I'm not sure if I actually have to fight the following land battle immediately, or if that will happen later. Let's in a following turn. Let's find out about that. We might have to clear it immediately. Let's see. Resolve. No, actually we have to do it immediately. Resolve triggered land battles, it seems, yeah. Okay, so that means the English now, they have 3 dice. It might be close, but I don't hope so. I mean, I'm in an okay shape, I guess. So yeah, let's do this. So I attack. I do only a single damage with one of my cavalries. Oh, and actually, the other guys might have a general, and they do. Oh boy, that's not good. So they have a general with 2 calf dice. Okay, so let's see. They have 3 units. Oh man, that could be an issue. And so they kind of lost 1. Let's see what happens. They score 2 hits, so I lose 2 of mine. And we go into the next combat round, and this is already getting a little bit tricky here. Oh fuck! So just 1 more. And now these guys are fighting back. And they deal 2 more damage. Okay, this is a big issue now. I think I have to give away... I don't know, man. Okay, I do it like this. I might actually lose this battle. So we go now into probably the last combat round. Okay, Again, I mean, this is a horrible result for the English. They only did 1 damage every time. And yeah, so they're gonna lose their calf, I guess. I have a single guy left. I won the battle, but that was a high price. I get back my cube. I have 1 siege value left. So that means I basically need now 3 turns to siege all of these. And I'm not sure if I get these 3 turns. It really depends on what the other players are doing, because we're already pretty much at the end of the game, at the end of the turn. If I had more siege power... Oh damn, I lost. They should go in here. I might even consider recruiting additional units. Yeah, and then I could do that. I could recruit units, but then I have to replenish them. But I might be faster doing this, replenishing units, recruiting them. I think I lost 5, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Replenishing them, recruiting them, and then I could do this in 1 action, and then I can do I can besiege the 3 cities in another action. I think that actually makes more sense. That's probably one turn faster. So we're seeing definitely some brutal battles this turn, with a lot of bloodshed. The Austrians, well, what can they do? Yeah, I wanted to spend my diplomatic power to place that here in Lombardy to avoid a rebellion there. The Poles, I think they're going to take the inheritance of Mazovia. That gives them $2. Poland inherits Mazovia. Any Polish small city on Warsaw develops into a large. If there is a Polish vassal here, it becomes Polish. Okay, that doesn't happen. You gain 1 admin, so that's for the Poles. They get an admin cube. They can exchange their leader for this one, and they will. It's exactly the same, but he doesn't have an illness. Siegmund II August, now on the Polish throne. And we go on with the Turks. They have now again 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, they clearly have now more bot power after they gained some from the event. So they're going to continue. And this is a military action. Holy crap. Wow. Okay. So they got to spend 2 cubes. And this is getting interesting. Before it is getting interesting, I'm going to reveal the next event. So the Poles took their event here. Now the plague is powerful, and I think the Spanish might take it, because it has a lot of yeah, it has a lot here. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, it has a lot of these, a lot of money there, and it's a good one. So that's claims in Italy. That might also be interesting for the Spanish. So we got the League of Cambrai. France gains a claim in Lombardy. You gain a military and a claim in Venetia and must take a free declare war action against Venice. Wow, no way. Weaken claims. France loses 2 victory points and a claim in each of Lombardy, Central Italy, Naples, and Sicily if they have no towns in this area. Okay, now that isn't terribly interesting. It's a new leader for France, by the way, and a good one. But yeah, this is not that great for nobody. It would be interesting for France, I guess, but they already took their event. Okay. So Let's see who gets attacked by the Turks. I guess there are a lot of possible options here. So let's see. The Turks do have a couple of claims. One in Naples, one in Serbia, one down here. So let's see. First we got to roll a die and see if the result matches the number of one of these claims. Got to make sure that these are just claims that could. Yeah, that's 5. 1, 2, 5, 4. Okay. Okay, that's a 3. Well, that is not on the board, I guess. Oh, yes, it is, actually. This is Kastamonu. That's the boring one. That's just a poor province. But you know, it makes kind of sense not to start a massive war now. So yeah, they probably will simply attack Kastamonu. Yeah, so this... Okay... what? Yeah, it goes here, target strength. That is... the target strength is actually larger than the bot strength because they have no... No, it isn't. It's the... No. So they're going to declare war. I thought it was the bot's army strength, but that is not the case. Yeah, they're going to declare war and they're going to recruit 9 units. That's pretty much everything they have, I guess. 2, 4, yeah. Okay. Oh, and they can also declare the mercenaries, I guess. I think they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think they had 3 before. I think one of them stays here. And instead, they're going to recruit their mercenaries. Spend a cube for that. I'm not sure, did they already spend the 2 cubes for the... 2, 4, 6. Yeah, they spent the 2 cubes for the military action already. And... so they have a war now. Shouldn't be a big deal. Okay. There's none. Okay, so right now I'm already here. The army is on the map. I kind of messed up here. It is on the map, okay. They cannot siege there. Okay, so I guess they simply move here. The question is, can they? What about the Bosporus? They have ships there. I think there might be a limit on how many they can transport. I gotta check that. Okay, so a naval bridge means that usually I think a ship can carry up to 3 units. A bot, if there is a single ship there, it can always carry up to 9 units. So that means we move over there. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 3 units will actually be laid aside. They are not participating now in the battle until we check next time for the military capacity. So we move simply here now, and I guess that will simply trigger then the land battle. Yeah, there we go. Triggers a battle, yes. So we go to the land battle. And I mean, this is easy. We just roll a single die. We take a damage. A mercenary is killed. And I guess that's it. And the battle... yeah, so he gets a cube. And that's it. So that was pretty easy. The bot will simply get Kastamonu. I want to leave it here. It's the French the bot next turn. They're gonna pass. They've taken their event. They don't have enough cubes left. They will pass. That might give then the Austrians the chance to move back in here and yeah, and take a city or something. Yeah, we'll see. They might want to do that. Then, yeah, apart from that, we see the English, they probably get this siege done there. I'm pretty sure that this will be possible for them to conquer all Ireland before the turn ends. It's going to be close, but they will be able to do it, I guess. And the Spaniards will take this city. The Poles, I don't know. I think they will pass pretty soon. Yeah, take their $5. Financially, they're in a great shape. And apart from that, they also are. They probably go to war next round against Austria. And that's going to be very, very interesting, I guess. They are pretty far behind when it comes to points, though. That's it's clearly a problem there. Well, okay. Anyway, yeah, hope to see you on the next video. Bye.